honest. The first time you heard the word bipolar, did you picture a majestic white bear taking it from both ends?
Oh my God.
Asking for a friend, of course.
Of course.
So, does anybody else believe that last year should have been sponsored by Mad Dog? Oh, both leave a bad taste in your mouth. So do you think that 2021 has a lot of pressure, or is the bar not set very high right now? So I try to pick out my underwear for the day based on the likely probability of my having sex that night. In case anybody's wondering, I found an old Circle K bag along the freeway over here. So a friend of mine told me that sex in the back of a car in a public place can be very exciting, but it's also a great way to ruin a church function.
Oh my God.
Oh fuck, you laugh, but they will never hold the car wash there again. So, I was helping a friend of mine move, and I had these two tote things in my hand, man, and my elbows are all bowed out, and I get in the elevator with this large woman behind me, and I end up elbowing her right in the tip. She's like, "Oh my God!" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm sure if your heart is as soft as your breast, you can forgive me." She said, "Yeah, and if your dick is as hard as your elbow, I'm in 214. So, a few years ago, they started allowing body wash in prison. For the longest time, you just had the bars of soap. And body wash is, hey, that's a hot item, right? That's liquid soap. Takes a fuck of a lot longer to pick that up in the shower. You could be bent over all day. So they said that my grandma had a lead foot. She was like 80 years old and drove 80 miles an hour, right? So I heard that, you know, old people drive fast anyway, and I'm like, you know, actually, if you think about it, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. Because you gotta get to where you're going before you fucking forget where you're going. So, I come from a little tiny town in Michigan, right? And my first job was at an ice cream parlor. And I'll tell you about my days at the ice cream parlor, but by the days I need to, wasn't my fault. We had a catastrophic event happen, and we had run out of chocolate ice cream. We were getting a shipment that afternoon, but in those towns, shipments take all day. So I put up the sign that said, "Sorry for the inconvenience, we are out of chocolate." But this lady came in, and she said, "I want 3 scoops of chocolate ice cream." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. We're out of chocolate. Can I get you anything else?" She said, "Give me 2 scoops of vanilla and a scoop of chocolate." I'm like, "Ma'am." I pointed her to the sign, and I said, "We're out of chocolate. Can I get you anything else?" She said, "I want 1 scoop of vanilla, 1 scoop of strawberry, and 1 scoop of chocolate." I said, "Ma'am, I want you to spell the van in vanilla." She said, V-A-N. I said, "I want you to spell the straw in strawberry." She said, S-T-R-A-W. I said, "Now I want you to spell the fuck in chocolate." She said, "There is no fucking chocolate." And that's what I'm fucking trying to tell you, lady. There is no fucking chocolate. So I left that little tiny town. I thumbed it, bumped it, hitchhiked, walked up trucks, rode trains, bicycles, boats, buses, and planes. Thought I found my dream job. Traveling salesman. I can travel around the country and make money. Where the hell do I sign for that, right? So I sold everything from Presto Cleaner to magazine subscriptions. And I can tell you the hardest thing you will ever sell door to door is toothbrushes. And mostly because everybody's got one. I went out the first night. The boss said, "How many you sell?" I said, 7. He said, "Man, you need a gimmick or a presentation. Make people buy toothbrushes." I said, "All right." I went out the next night. Boss said, how many sell? I said, 428. He said, no shit, let me see what you got. So I pulled out the little box I had made and I said, now sir, stick your finger in the hole. He put his finger in the hole. I said, now put your finger in your mouth. And he said, oh my God, that tastes like shit. I said, how badly do you want to buy a toothbrush right now? Oh, come on, that's fucking fun. So, I've often been told there's always one weirdo on every bus ride. I look around and try to find that person as fast as I possibly can, and not to avoid them or make fun or anything, but just to make damn sure it ain't me. Right? So, oh, we had a fucking winner earlier. This dude, he looks at me and he says, I've made friends with 25 letters of the alphabet, but I still don't know why. And I'm like, well, I hope you fucking meet him, dude. So I get off the bus and there's this guy half on, half off the bench. He's got 6 empty cans of Budweiser around him and he's muttering out loud to something. And just in case it's me, I don't want to be rude. So I'm like, hey, dude, looks like you're going through something. You know, you all right? He said, man, I'm celebrating. I said, oh, celebrating? What's the occasion? He said, my first blowjob. And I said, oh, that's a happy thing. Hey, clean yourself up a little bit and I'll buy the next beer. How about that? He said, dude, if 6 of them didn't get the taste out, nothing will. So I go to get on the bus and this chick gets on the bus. And she looks up at the driver and she does this. And he does this. She does this. He does this. She does this. She does this, he does this, she does this, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And she walks away, and the driver says, oh, she's deaf, I don't know sign language, we have our own form of communication. She said, are you going downtown? I said, uptown. Said, you gonna stop? Said, it's express. Going by Dairy Farm? Said, ballpark. Said, shit, I'm on the wrong bus. Thank you.